In this recording, we will review how to add a new program. So first, you're going to go to your Programs tab, click on Add New Program, type in the program name. So in this example, we'll type in Summer Camp. Select your program type. If you want a subtype or if you set those up, you can choose those from the drop-down. Enter a custom program code if you'd like. Now, in this example, I'm going to use week 1 so that when they look at this on the community site, it'll go week 1-summer camp. Now, you can also add in years in here for the name if you'd like, but that's not required. Then for drop-in support, for something like summer camp, most of you will probably leave that to none because of the way that you'll do your check-ins or your attendance records. However, if you are going to use our check-in feature for any of your programs that you create, please keep in mind that you'll want to change this from none to yes, pre-registration required. Now, what that means is if there's a limited number of spots available, that only those who have registered will be able to check into that program. Yes, with no pre-registration required. This one is a great option for something like your yoga class where people are paying $6 per visit instead of paying for the entirety of the program itself. The next options we're going to go through are these check boxes that are right here. The online registration, so if it's something you just want to show the public but you don't want them to register for, you can uncheck that box. If you're not ready for the public to see the information, you can uncheck Show on Portal. Where these show schedule options are, these are things that you may want to uncheck if this is a sports registration and you're going to be turning this program into a league, only because the schedule on the program is not going to be your actual league schedule. That gets built on the league tab itself. And allow waitlist. This is a default checkbox that if you are not setting a maximum number of participants, then you don't need to worry. We can also go into display color. Now, if your program type has a display color, this will automatically update to what that program type is. If you'd like to change that, you can choose anywhere within these shortcuts or anywhere else within the color wheel and hit choose once you've selected your color. Enrollment begin date and enrollment end date can be set if you only need allow a certain period of time for registration. Now remember, this piece is only connected to the community end registration. If you allow in-house registrations to occur after the online enrollment date has ended, that will be based off of the schedule tab. So just keep that in mind while you're building this out. And you can also set a specific time. So if you think it's something that'll fill up fast and you don't want the program to open until your office opens for the first day, then you can set the time. And you can also set an enrollment end time as well. You do not need to add the instructor's name here unless it is a one-time instructor. So I've recommended some of my customers use this spot for writing the names of chefs when they've had special cookie nights. Description of your program. Notes. Notes is something that if you like to check this box off to include notes on receipt, this is where you can send reminders. Like this reminder will be sent to them when they enroll, whether they're enrolling online or in-house. General ledger codes are something you would have created on your admin, manage custom lists, manage general ledger code, and you'll just choose the correct general ledger code. If you apply sales tax, you would choose the sales tax from the drop-down list. Then we get into the demographics. The demographics are things that we can enforce, except for the grades. The grade is just something you can display. So if you allow everyone from pre-K to 9th to attend your summer camp, this is not going to prevent somebody who's really not in pre-K or 9th grade from registering. So that's how you can use age minimums, or we'll be able to go into custom form questions in a moment. So enrollment minimums. This is where you can say, I want a minimum of 5 people to sign up, and I can take a maximum of 75 kids. Age minimums and maximums. Now I'm going to use the example of 8U. For the sports programs of 8U. Usually April 1st is the date that I hear is used by Little League, so we'll use that example. What that means is we need them to be between these ages by this date. So if you allow half years for something, please keep in mind that you can do that by going here and then going back 6 months and setting it backdated 6 months. That'll give you your half years. And don't enter 0 here. You want them to be 1 by a certain date. So if you want infants, say 6 months or older, make sure that the age that they turn 1, based on them being 6 months now, is entered here. And then custom form questions. We have the options of a text box multi-line, which just means they get more space to respond. So we can add our questions here and check off if we want this to be required. Now, a drop-down list is an option I like to show as an example because often we hear you need t-shirt sizes. So this is where you're going to be able to come in here. And this is where you'll enter all of the t-shirt size values. Now you can type them out however it works best for your public, so keep that in mind. If you think your public may not understand what YS stands for, that you may want to type out youth small. If you want to set a default or check off the box for required, you can do that. And you can add up to 12 custom questions, but please keep in mind flex forms may be a better option if you're gathering a lot of information, especially something that occurs week after week, because you can make that a shared document. And once you have your program set up, you're going to hit save to continue to the next step of creating your program schedule.